bookkeeping and you. Don't drag me into this. Hamden Faulkner had it all.
Let's look in on a high school bookkeeping class.
Ha! Can you imagine? Now, what are we really doing? Oh.
Yeah.
Bookkeeper has 3 double letters in a row. That's weird.
150. That's a lot of different kinds of jobs.
850,000. That's a lot of people and a lot of jobs.
That's what he just said.
That's for us when we graduate.
Maybe for you kids. Me, I'm going into politics. I'm going to be a senator, maybe governor.
I'll be verified on
You
Twitter.
won't catch me voting for you.
The Honorable Henry Faulkner.
All right, you'll see.
Tell me, what's the governor doing in bookkeeping class?
I've got a reason.
Slush funds don't apportion themselves.
Yes, Henry has a reason for being here. So have all the others. A little investigation into those reasons should be interesting.
Shoulda,
And
woulda,
might
coulda.
answer some of your questions about bookkeeping and you. Howard Winslow, for instance, is studying bookkeeping because he's going into business. He's going to work in his father's grocery store and eventually take it over.
In a hostile coup d'etat.
He already works there after school and on Saturdays. Like any other business, a grocery store buys and sells. And it needs a record of every business transaction, such as the sale of groceries to a customer.
For example,
Receipts from cash sales are recorded in the cash register.
that's called a paper trail.
Meanwhile, Howard's father has been waiting on a customer who has a charge account.
Dad calls him a chump.
This transaction is recorded on a sales slip, which shows the customer's name, what he bought, and the amount.
Dad invented the convenience
He'll pay
fee.
for all his purchases at the end of the month.
Oh, he'll pay all right. Don't think he won't pay.
The day's work done, Howard's thoughts turn to another sort of business transaction.
Payola.
Money paid out by the store, paid to him for his work.
Gee, thanks, Pop.
Now, Mr. Winslow needs to know how much cash he has taken in and paid out during the day. So he rings up the totals of the day's cash transactions.
They don't paint a pretty picture.
Inside the cash register, this information is printed on a slip of paper.
The most technologically advanced data storage format known to man.
This slip shows the amount received on account from customers, amount of cash sales, and amount paid out.
Man, Howard's rolling in it.
Watching his father wind up the day's business was what showed Howard how important it is for anyone to have a thorough understanding of bookkeeping before he steps out into the world of business.
Shameless product placement.
Besides the slips from the charge sales and the paper from the cash register, I have a record of every other transaction. The stubs in my checkbook are records of payments made by check, while this invoice is a record of merchandise I've bought and must pay for.
Green Giant doesn't F around, son.
And in addition to these immediate records, Mr. Winslow keeps a permanent record of all transactions for each day.
On his letterboxd profile.
In this book, he enters the amounts from the cash register slip,
Minus all the free samples Howard eats.
the check stubs,
Protection payments to the mob.
and the invoices.
These don't add up. I'm ruined.
This is what we mean by keeping records. At the end of each month, he prepares 2 reports which help him, among other things, to make plans for the future and to figure his income tax.
The tyranny of government is the bookkeeper's
One
enemy.
of these reports shows income from the sale of groceries and his various costs for merchandise, rent, insurance, and
Kickbacks.
utilities.
Heat and lights? Okay, Mr. Fancy Pants.
The difference between income and costs is net profit.
From when you sell a net.
The other report shows the amount of cash on hand, how much his customers owe him, the value of the business and supplies, the debts he must pay, and how much the business is worth.
This number has shrunk significantly
So
since
has
Howard came
seen
on
how
board.
important bookkeeping is in operating a business.
Such as it is.
His father has also explained that neglecting to keep adequate records is one of the most frequent causes of business failure.
Right up there with embezzlement and rat infestation.
So that's why Howard is in bookkeeping class. And of course, bookkeeping is just as important for people going into any other line of business.
Yeah.
For Stella, who wants to be a nurse in a doctor's office.
Oh, good luck with that.
For Mike, who plans to run a filling station.
You sure about that, buddy?
For Ruth, who hopes to own a beauty parlor.
Oh, honey.
And for Bob, who's going to be a farmer.
Books, huh?
Like Howard, Bob is already learning his business. And he's learned that farming is a business.
In fact, it's a racket.
A farmer, like a storekeeper or a manufacturer, needs to keep accurate records in order to run his farm at a profit. These records and reports also contain the information he needs to figure out his income tax.
Come and take it, Biden.
This brings us to Henry, who announced his intention of becoming a senator or maybe a governor. So why bookkeeping?
Corruption.
Because government, too, is a business, a big business.
Too big to fail.
Taxes are levied and collected to provide income. Equipment is bought and salaries are paid. All these transactions must be recorded and reported. This naturally creates many opportunities for bookkeepers and accountants in the federal, state, and municipal government.
What, no counties?
And every person who holds public office must be able to understand and interpret such reports.
Just show me what I can spend.
Many of the issues in political campaigns involve business problems.
Like emoluments.
My opponent in this campaign tells you that he has operated our transportation system so efficiently that cash receipts have always exceeded cash disbursements.
Cash.
He neglects to tell you, however, that much of our transportation equipment is worn out, and no reserves have been provided to buy new.
Also, he eats babies in a satanic
When issues
cult.
like this arise, not only the candidates, but every voter needs to understand the principles of business and bookkeeping.
I guess.
The best way to learn such principles is to see how they work out in practice. And that's exactly what Henry and the others do in this bookkeeping class.
Is this a commercial for high school?
Well, someone seems to be absent today. Or perhaps this vacant seat is for you.
Greetings, fellow kids.
You've seen some of the many different ways in which bookkeeping will help these students. Now, consider your own case. Can bookkeeping help you to get ahead in your chosen career?
Still
Can
choosing.
bookkeeping help you in your personal life?
Or can it help you keep tabs on your friends and family? A record of their every slight and grievance, no matter how small, until the day comes to collect with interest. Bookkeeping and you. Thank you so much for watching Fun with Shorts. This series is supported by Patreon and patrons like these wonderful people right here. They get early access to new episodes and exclusive episodes every month. Also, check out the updated funwithshorts.com for DVDs and merch and all the good stuff. Thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you next time.